One of the things you discussed, which I found interesting, was your first time meeting Jason Becker. The fact that you guys working together was almost a little bit by chance. It was involved with you trying to retain your record deal and to please the label. Could you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was about to do my first solo album, which was the entire world to me. That's the only thing I cared about. I was focused like a laser pointer. I was deep, deep into it, like maybe 6 months into writing it, just about to go into the studio. And the label president, Mike Varney, said, "You got to meet this kid. He's really something special." And I'm like, "I don't want to meet no kid. I don't care about some kid, but like I was broke, borderline homeless. I did not want to lose this record deal, so I humored him and met the guy, and I wasn't in love with his music, to be honest with you. He had a demo tape. I didn't think much of it, but I met him anyway. And when I met him, I just fell in love with the guy. And it's funny because when I first wrote the manuscript, I said I fell in love with the guy, and we didn't become gay lovers until about a couple months later. But at first we weren't, and I was like playing a little joke like that, and the co-writer said, "Don't make jokes like that, dude."
Yeah. Next thing you know, it's on Blabbermouth.
Yeah, I don't care. That's like my sense of humor, and that's Jason's sense of humor. And the co-writer says, "Just play it safe, man. Don't make jokes like that. It's not that funny." It's not that funny. I'm like, okay, maybe it isn't that funny, but I personally, I'm like a 16-year-old schoolboy forever. So I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But, you know, again, that's why the book reads like a book. It reads really, really well but anyway, I did fall in love with him. And if I was gay, he would have been my first lover.
There you go.
Um,
First choice.
yeah, he would have been my first choice because we just got along so well. And and he had so much potential. He hadn't reached it yet, but I'd play some very unorthodox line on guitar and he would mimic it right away. And that's okay, but like not only mimic it, but understand it. And my playing at the time was very, very weird, unorthodox. I wasn't influenced by the same thing that everybody else was influenced. Everybody else was influenced by like the good guitar players and maybe some classical music. But I was influenced by weird stuff like weird classical music, Stravinsky and Isaïe, and maybe Chopin and romantic things, Rachmaninoff and stuff like that. I wasn't into like that Bach and Paganini, just the speedy, flashy stuff. I wasn't into that. And I was into foreign music and Persian music, Chinese music, and Japanese music. So to find a guitar player who could mimic it and sort of understand it, not just for the surface, just understand it. That blew my mind. So I said, if I'm ever going to make a band of this stuff, here's the guy. And so I was lucky to meet him there.
Wow. So, I mean, when you look at the way that the guitar and metal community has pulled together in support of Jason, in recent years, what can you say about that? Because to me personally, it's been an incredibly touching display in the world of metal.
Even in the just the world period, I mean,
Yeah.
the world period, I mean, he's an aberration. I mean, I don't know if they have world records for this, but he's probably the longest thriving person with ALS. His mind is completely talking like you and me. Absolutely, he's there and he's creating music through the most sophisticated system that his dad came up with and other people have developed. It's just like an unbelievable thing. And I'm so inspired by him that I think it's hard for anyone not to get caught up in what he's done and the inspiration. And he is my constant inspiration. I mean, my life is so incredibly busy and hard and all that, but I can never ever complain because I've got his inspiration get through the next thing. And I think a lot of other people are receiving that from him. So we have a lot to be thankful for.